Mabati. Even if they went to Teso, even if they went to Lango, even if they went to where. But honorable members, this is a test on us. A test on us, which we must prove. Ekudo, Dakas, Sechi. Sodo.
Thank you so much.
By the way, Sechi is one of my good friends.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Being somebody who comes from Teso and a member of parliament from Teso, and when you hear about the issues in the TV, talk about the speaker, I feel bad because I come from Teso. I come with her in Teso. And if something goes wrong, I think the objectives of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda 18 allows the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to handle this matter. But sincerely, the Minister of Foreign Affairs is just keeping it quiet. Today, he has made a statement today when the social media has already damaged somebody's name. No, this is not good. So for us as members of parliament for Teso, we feel about it and we condemn those issues. In case somebody is wrong, why do you leave other people who were taken to court and you bring somebody who was not taken to court? Foreign Affairs, please wake up.
Honorable Dakas.
Madam Speaker, thank you for giving me an opportunity to just make a contribution on this issue, which I haven't spoken on for a long time.
Honorable members, let's not attack the Minister of Foreign Affairs. What we need to do, but Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Ekudo is right. When you heard this, you ought to have responded instantly. That is what we pay you for, to do the diplomacy. Before the undiplomatic people come, you should have done your diplomacy, and then you come to this house and tell us, this is what I have done. Now, you'll get an undiplomatic person who will say, maybe the person who signed this document is himself.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the point you just made is really an important point. Ever since we passed this law, for me, two things have not happened. One is that we really have not engaged the West diplomatically. I can tell you the majority of the world is on our side, even in the West, but we are not engaging properly. We are losing markets because of this issue. And those markets, we can redeem them if we were collaborating with our allies on that other part of the world. So it's important that the Minister of Foreign Affairs takes his job responsibly and engages the rest of the world. Secondly, even after we have passed the law, we continue to hear of children being abused in this manner, and yet you never hear of any arrest. So really, what's this law for? If we have a law, we should allow the law to begin to bite. In any case, we're already being beaten somehow. So I think it's important that we are acting with our two-edged sword. We should be engaging the West because we do have allies there. But also here at home, we should be seen to activate the law and not just keep the law shelved.
Yes.
Let me allow Madam.
He has given away. I don't know why you are complaining. He has given away. The information I want to give is a point of law that I want to share. The Supreme Court has said when a law is being challenged before the Constitutional Court, you cannot charge a person under that law. So the reason why people are not being charged under the anti-homosexuality law is because it's still being challenged. So until it is disposed of at the highest level, it's when police and DPP can actually act. That's the information I wanted to give.
Thank you for that information, and that's a good education for me. Madam Speaker, the other thing I wanted to make remarks on, based on your communication today, is on the issue of malaria. We know that malaria continues to be the largest killer of Ugandans. And I know that the Ministry of Health has made significant efforts towards prevention. I can speak for the testimony of Kabaremaido District, where we have had reduction because of distribution of nets. So as we go forward, I think it's important that government continues to employ every effort towards prevention. And the idea of planting neem trees is a highly welcome idea, and I congratulate government for that. Because we are beginning to see that the efforts that are put towards prevention could help us in reducing the impact of malaria on our communities. The other is the issue of diagnosis of malaria. We continue to see that the items used by the Ministry of Health fall short. Every month in our health facilities, you find that the rapid test kits are short. And that makes the situation worse for including those places that are hard to reach. So I think it would be important, again, that this House, and indeed government, pays attention to one disease that kills a majority of Ugandans. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so much. Honourable members, maybe just as information, as you do budgeting, as you go for budgeting, the executive of this country is very passionate. First of all, thank you for going to watch football the other day. And it is an agreed position from this budget that we are making, that the money for the stadia that are to be built is supposed to be in this budget without fail. Without fail. Sechi.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I share your concerns and the concerns of this House about the sanctions that were imposed on the head of this very institution, the Right Honourable Speaker, Anita Mo, and two other former ministers, Honourable Chitutu and Honourable Agnes Nandutu. Right Honourable Speaker, I was in this House when we passed that anti-homosexuality law, and I can assure you, we as Parliament, we stand together on issues of morality of this country. There is no doubt about that. And I think each and every member of the House, you can't say it is the Speaker, it is so, it was a collective effort of the entire House. So if there is such an indictment, it's an indictment on the rest of, on all of us. That is important. And to that extent, I want us to stand firm. We shall get to know where it ends. We stand by you, the Right Honourable Speaker, in as far as enacting of that law is concerned, if that is the casus belli of all this that is unfolding. But I would hasten also to add, Right Honourable Speaker and members, that for us to sit by, there is a lot of ramifications and what our relationship with the Commonwealth shall be. The Speaker is the head. There are those engagements on annual basis. She's the chair of the speakers and presiding officers. So I think even those in UK, I saw the Deputy Secretary for Foreign Affairs, Mitchell. He ought to know the ramifications and the implications of sanctioning a speaker of a country. She is the head of the third arm of government. So there must be foreign affairs and government. You must tell us, how do we as a country proceed from here? What are our bilateral arrangements? What is the fate of our development cooperation that we share with the UK and the Commonwealth? Can we withdraw from the UK, from the Commonwealth? And I think the answer is no. Then what is the way forward? Because the head of the third arm, who represents us who are seated here, cannot go to the Commonwealth. In other words, we are decapitated. We are decapitated. We must state it. We must take the implications. How are we going to engage with the other 56 other countries under the umbrella of the Commonwealth? So it's a question that we must answer, and government must answer that. It was peculiar that the president even chose to keep quiet about it the other day at the Labour Day celebrations. Because it isn't as easy as it comes. It isn't, honorable members. There is some weight on it. And I don't want to think that UK was not aware of the backlash of the fallout in all this. And to me, Right Honorable Speaker, it yet presents another opportunity on how, as a country,
Minister, I hope you're taking notes of what Sech is raising.
On how the country is proceeding on the question of corruption. To have your speaker sanctioned on account of larceny is such a grave matter. What is the rest of the country now? Probably, I think they are now touching on the speaker to tell us as a country, how we are proceeding. A speaker of an institution, the third arm. So I think, Right Honorable Speaker, when issues of corruption arise, why don't we get the opportunity to discuss them and for government to handle the same to its full conclusion? This is the problem. We are stuck. We cannot even present our voices to be heard well because the issue of the iron sheets was greatly mismanaged. It was greatly mismanaged. The Rugorobis, the Chitutu, the Nandutus were those arraigned before court. And to me, having cabinet ministers and ministers attending court, then in the afternoon they go to attend cabinet, what indicators are we giving to the international community? So for me, on the question of homosexuality, I want us to desegregate it. That one we all stand together. But on the question of corruption, honorable members, I beg your indulgence, that we must tackle it. We can't let it go. The other day we had an opportunity to look at ourselves as parliament. When the issue of the handshake, the service awards came, Right Honorable Speaker, I've never given us the opportunity to debate it. Despite my constant standing, despite my constant standing here, can we have a look at ourselves? Or must we hide ourselves now in the same cloak? For me, I'm not part of that. If the UK is sanctioning and targeting the corrupt of this country, it's because we as a country have failed. We have let down the people of Uganda. Where everybody knew, some ministers said that the iron sheets came through their windows to their compounds and they were let scot-free. The unfortunate ones, the three, were arraigned before court, and others are continuing to occupy the front bench. And the president made a very simple promise: I'm going to follow them. I'm going to follow them. Where is the following we were talking about? So to me, honorable members, Right Honorable Speaker, you better seize the opportunity. Seize the opportunity and say no to corruption. Lead the way. so that as a country we can stand by you. But when this institution is full of loopholes, the allegations of corruption, the service awards abound, and we cannot debate them, we cannot discuss them, what should we do? It is only seeming that now the foreign countries are the ones doing the job we are supposed to do. So I don't want members to hide about sovereignty of the country.
They cannot search.
Yes.
Honorable government, you respond on the issues of the handsheets, but I'm telling you, the foreign country cannot, we're a sovereign country. I mean, UK cannot come and run our country. They cannot.
Thanks for the guidance, Right Honourable Speaker.
We are going to handle the issue of the corruption, that is okay. Perceived corruption. You know, somebody should be proved that, like the ministers who are in the court. There are so many people about how many, Honorable Bua, do you want to say something?
Before you can come up, let us be open. I'm really making my humble and honest call to you, Right Honourable Speaker. Let us start with ourselves. We cannot continue hiding. We are condemning other foreign countries when we have let down this country.
The other day they said you are corrupt to pass the RAPEX bills. Were you corrupt? Were you bribed? Who was bribed in this house?
Right Honourable Speaker, there
no,
was
I'm not asking you, Sechi.
Yes.
I'm asking members, who was bribed in this house?
Right Honourable Speaker. You see,
you know, Sechi, people will say whatever they will want to say, but what matters is, have you proved what it is? Have you proved?
You say information, my brother. You know, colleagues, it is very important that we look at international relations and international law. Whereas we relate and need each other, at the end of the day, every country protects its interest. And the information I want to give you, on the ICC, for example, the US citizens, the UK citizens can commit crime but have not assented to the ICC. They try their citizens in their local countries, in their local legal systems. So we need to ensure that we build our systems, support it, and never surrender other international systems that do not meet our interest to take charge. To me, that's really the position. The US government, an American can commit crime here that warrants ICC. A UK citizen can commit a crime, but they will be tried in the US, and the judicial procedure will be implemented according to the laws of US and UK. The same we should do according to our legal system. If it is weak, we should build it and strengthen it. That's the information I want to give you.
I thank you, Honorable Elijah.
You also have something.
Only a small one.
Honorable
Geoffrey
there's a procedure matter.
A small one, as I
Thank you, the Right Honourable Speaker. I rise on the matter of procedure on our rules of procedure 73. Issues about iron seats. Members of Parliament were willing to debate it. But when the matter went to court, we were debarred. It is not that maybe MPs wanted not to discuss this matter about the loss or any misappropriation of the iron seats. I find it for us to engage again so much on the issues about the iron seats of Karamoja, and yet the matter is still even in court, not yet concluded. It is like we are in sub judice. We are breaking our own rules. But again, even for somebody to write an indictment on one of us in this parliament in regards to iron seats, it is as if that person is not following our rules and the laws. Parliament of this country, which you are the chair, we have the rules. We move with our constitution. Article 79 prescribe very clearly. Our parliament is constituted. We have been mandated to make laws in this country. And it's affects somebody understanding to say that if this country, Ugandans, member of parliament, have made a law, with that law, they feel it's right for them to govern themselves. And somebody should be referred to. We move according to what our constitutions we have agreed upon. Madam Speaker, the procedural matter I am raising,
Yes.
the procedural matter I'm raising, it is found in those two grounds, Article 79 and then our rules 73. We have been moving. Is it really procedural enough for somebody to come here and start dragging us on the debate of iron seats? And yet we are patiently waiting for that time to be put off, and we debate it out. We are aware of our code of conducts in this house, the integrity. We are aware about it, the corruptions, whatever thing. We are not even pleased about it. Is it right for us to go back in that debate or move forward? I thank you.
LOP.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, as a former journalist for 14 years, I want to join journalists in celebrating World Press Freedom Day, a very important day on which we remind government to protect the rights of journalists as they operate. Sadly, though, many times they face a lot of brutality from the state, which should be protecting them as they do their work. Our hope is that we can get commitment from government on this particular issue, but also to call upon the employers of these journalists, because as the state brutalizes them, their employers in one way or another ill-treat some of them. Poor pay and all of these issues that need to be addressed. So hopefully this day is a good reminder to all the stakeholders to treat journalists with respect and to empower them as they execute their mandate. Right Honorable Speaker, the issue of sanctions. In your communication, Right Honorable Speaker, you said you are not bothered and you don't care about these sanctions. In fact, you mentioned that the only visa you are concerned about is the visa to Bukedia. And so you don't care about the visas to the US and to the UK and so on. I'm now surprised why then you seem very bothered, because if you say you only care about a visa to Bukedia, why do you seem very bothered and angry about this issue? I think it should not bother you, Right Honorable.
I am not bothered at all. I am talking for 48 million Ugandans outside there.
That's all right.
And I am representing, I'm sitting on this seat for the 48 million Ugandans there. And secondly, I don't get handouts from those countries. There is an order.
I don't know why someone wants to put the speaker on order. Right Honorable Speaker, no one has said you get handouts from these countries. We are talking about...
Order, Madam Speaker. Order.
Right Honorable Speaker, we are talking about the sanctions, which indicated corruption, Mabati theft, and all of these different things. That which you're saying is a different matter. I don't know if somebody is accusing you of getting handouts from these countries. That has not come up, and that's not the issue. For me, my concern is, if you're saying you're only bothered about a visa to Bukedia, then you shouldn't be consumed by this issue, Right Honorable Speaker. You shouldn't be, because you also seem to be rallying us to join you in being angry over this matter.
Order.
Because your concern is Bukedia, Right Honorable Speaker.
Leader of opposition.
But finally, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to implore government.
Switch on.
Thank you. I want to implore government, Right Honorable Speaker. Government, do not wait for foreign countries to sanction individuals, whether it be involved in Mabati theft, in corruption, and so on. take action. Why do you wait for that? And then you begin to complain. When you're going to beg for aid, you don't complain. When they say now that we give you aid, that aid
There
should
is
not be
an
stolen.
order from Ogwang.
He's asking for clarification. I'll get it shortly.
Honorable members.
Don't wait
Honorable
as government.
members.
Take action against corruption.
Leader of opposition. Leader of opposition. Leader of opposition. Okay.
First of all, I would like to thank the leader of opposition for the submission he's making, Right Honorable Speaker. The clarification I want to seek from LOP is that for purpose of the Speaker, is there any record by any competent court of law in Uganda that she has been involved in any corruption matter? Number two, is there, as far as we are all aware, that they took former colleagues who are our colleague members of parliament are before courts of law? Have the case been adjudicated and confirmed that they are guilty? So if we are talking about the rule of law, was it in order for that respectable country to impose sanctions on such individuals?
And Honorable Member, Okirori has something to say.
Right Honorable, he sought clarification from me. I thought in a minute I
No, I've
should,
given him, I'm the speaker.
Okay, I can take that.
Most obliged. Right Honorable Speaker, I think we are LOP maybe perhaps should be concentrating on more important things. I want to this is my
just
That means, Right Honorable Speaker, you're concentrating on non-issues according to Honorable
I am
Kiror.
raising my point of order. I'm on a point of order.
You're the one who raised
I'm
the issue, Right
I'm
Honorable
on a
Speaker.
point of order.
what LOP is talking
He
about.
is saying you're discussing non-issues, Right Honorable Speaker. I don't know if he's in order.
What LOP is talking is important. He's talking about something important. But what I am also telling LOP, that LOP, don't even deceive yourself that I am hurt. Me, the Anita I know. Me, to be hurt over those sanctions. Forget.
That's okay, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable Peter Ogwang was seeking clarification from me regarding rule of law. I'll educate you a little bit because I'm a lawyer. Article 28(3)(a) of our country's constitution talks about presumption of innocence. That's our constitution. Now, the way sanctions operate, and I don't know whether we should be discussing sanctions issued by a country which has the prerogative to issue their own sanctions. Sanctions are not subject. I was clarifying. Sanctions are not subject of your local jurisprudence here.
Procedure matter.
It's a diplomatic tool,
There's a procedure matter. Nathan, we have not started.
Right Honorable Speaker, we have spent about an hour.
Give us 1 hour.
Right Honorable Speaker, in one of your statements, you guided that the Minister of Foreign Affairs should come with a comprehensive statement. On a matter like this, the first expectation in diplomacy would be the ministry to summon the ambassador of the UK government and state the position of government of Uganda on this matter, and then be able to report to Parliament so that we can have a debate. Is it procedurally right for us to continue discussing this matter when actually we have not heard comprehensively on the steps that government has taken to engage the other country? Are we proceeding right, Honorable Speaker?
Honorable members, Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, we will expect a comprehensive response on the action that you've taken on this. And I don't want anybody to think I am bothered of whatever is happening, but I am doing this for anything on me touches everybody in this house. I am the leader of this house. So when I say, some of you have property like, I have not said such. I have not said, Stop putting sage in my mouth.